So today we are matching for your viewing pleasure.
Planned in some hell universe that reached backwards through time.
So good. We have. That made me really happy. I have very few pattern things that I own, and so it was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, something that inspired me to also record today was you're appreciating the texture, both of my hands as well as like just the human experience.
I love the texture of your hands.
As you speak it, I'm like, oh wow, I'm now much more subtly more present to that as well.
Yeah.
And in more of my sensations. You said you had like a near religious experience, like reading some human anatomy.
An anatomy book. I was looking at the lungs.
Inspiring.
Do you can I share just this geeky thing with you that I love? Okay, anemia, right? Anemia. When people are anemic,
count?
no, it's low iron.
Okay.
It's low iron in the blood. And people get really exhausted when they have anemia, really fatigued. And I just find this so incredible that the reason for that is because iron acts as a magnet to oxygen molecules. And so what happens is if you don't have enough iron in the red blood cells when they're flowing through and the capillaries of your lungs are trying to essentially have osmosis into them happen from the oxygen molecules, if you don't have enough iron in your cells, it can't pull the oxygen across the cell membrane. And so even if you're breathing, you're just literally not oxygenating your body. And I love thinking about these little tiny bits of iron, you know, this substance that we think of as being like so heavy and weighted. You think of iron ships and iron anchors and iron chains. And these tiny particles in your entire bloodstream that are necessary because they literally pull the oxygen molecules across and through. Isn't that amazing?
That's very vivid and beautiful.
It's so relational.
So relational. Tell me about that. I had the image of Magneto in that prison where he was like pulling iron out of this guy's blood system through his eyeballs or something.
So wild.
And
so wild. It's amazing. And I was learning this and I was looking at this view of the lungs. It's just incredible. Like I think that I've had to find and lean into awe because it is genuinely the best antidote for pain. And because I've been in so much physical pain the last 2 years, the awe was the only option. Like I tried everything else, and awe was the only actual pathway out of the pain.
That's for sure. I also see parts of me that have at many moments been in excruciating pain, and then having such great awe in the face of that pain was what made it manageable or less excruciating or more sensorial rather than deadening or numbing because it was so intense.
Yeah. I'm glad to be a part of it. It's like the pain made you a part of it. Part of this bigger thing. It's wider.
The pain may be a part of it. I haven't held it that way.
Well, I mean, that could be part of the reason that what Craig brought up today, he brought up about like my attachment to my pain. Oh my God. I make life so much harder for myself than it has to be. My God, do I just like drag myself through the mud behind my chariot consistently.
But yeah, that's what humans do, like driving with the brakes on and
I do it so much.
well, up until now.
Up until now.
And now's the moment. Yesterday, the therapist, gestalt therapist, came to both the stream as well as in person. Her name was Karen. She's been slowly, and yeah, she has this beautiful frame, I think from NLP. It was up until now.
Up until now. I don't know if I fully believe it because I am attached. I want to believe it, but I can't look at you and be like, oh yeah, that feels good, because the voice that's like, that's true for everyone but you still exists in me.
Up until now. Plausibly.
Up until now.
And it's all conditioning. So, like, yeah, maybe we have decades of conditioning, and the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single sentence. If we want that, yeah, needless to say, I'm not going to yuck your yum if that's like your kink too, because
No, I'm done with it. I've done plenty. I've been plenty kinky in that domain. I'm very much done with that. I'm ready to pleasure dom myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I really haven't put a lot of value in joy and pleasure in the last decade of my life. Like, most of my value has been in purpose. It's
Okay,
like
well, tell me,
purpose and
show me now.
meaning is.
I have it that they could be very deeply entwined. Pleasure.
Yes, but I'm just allowing that value to come in.
I mean, it's here right now. It
recently.
seems very loud right now.
Exactly.
Your eyes are so wide and okay.
Exactly. But it's also because you're touching me, which is I like.
Oh, great. I like touching you, so seems win-win.
I think that my ego gets pleasure out of the fact that I have the story that I kind of like surprise you a little bit. Like, there's things that I say that it's sort of the phrase that I get is taken aback. You're like taken aback, and I notice my ego is just really tripping on that. Like, it's very enjoyable. I feel it makes me feel special.
You are. I mean, the hedonic tone of even the set of people that I regularly interface with is typically quite maybe morose. Or you've just had an interaction with someone where my model of most people is that they have that part just like stuffed down, and or it's very loud, and it just it has an impact on the quality of connection of what they're available for.
Right.
And
right. The level.
So when you're like,
of pain
look at this, a hand, how fucking amazing, and like we're breathing and like iron and like crossing those cells, and I'm like,
yeah. I have to because the 5% of the time that I am like in like the level of darkness and like suicidal fantasy that I am in when I am in that is so much that it's like I don't feel like I actually have an option around. I like the rest of the time I am orienting to life in this way because it has to balance somehow. And I know that part is not like something that I can convince away. So it's almost like there's like a counterbalancing that happens. It's like my relationship to rage and pain and fear and hopelessness and is so alive and like present in me. Like I can access it pretty much at any point in time. If someone was like, access rage, 30 seconds maybe, and I could fully be in that. And so it's like there has to be the equal and opposite to a certain degree.
Yeah, well, I feel taken aback or surprised. That's often how I experience reality, where if people ask me, do you feel frustrated right now? I'm like, I mean, no, but I could look for it right now, and I'll be like, sure, I can.
And find it.
Yeah. And I have that true freedom is to feel any feeling in the face of any stimuli.
I like that a lot. Because I have the story that I get hijacked and that I can't feel certain feelings when I'm in the...
Well, that's the core of relational gym, is that you, like in the Matrix or combinatorics-wise, you're like, okay, so imagining, my death, how can I experience every emotion about that? Or
that's nice.
Losing everything, or falling in love, how can I be infuriated about, falling in love, or like whatever the thing is?
I'm a little bit of a philophobe. As far as love.
What was that word?
A philophobe is somebody who has a phobia of the experience of falling in love. I mean,
my story is a form of love that you're like falling into.
Yes. yes, with place and with like aspect of, but I have a little bit of I have quite a bit of aversion to the experience of being in love. I like want it, and I also really resent it. Like, this is.
You like being at effective things.
Ooh.
Oh, that's something. That's what's happening.
I have not figured out. I think I'm a fantastic community member and a pretty awesome collaborator most of the time, and a really great friend. And the degree of, I haven't quite figured out how to be good at falling in love.
What?
Yeah, because
You've definitely fallen in love with community and facilitation work.
but in like the romantic, in like the classic terms of falling in love, like falling in love with a person,
With yourself?
You get what I'm saying. I'm oriented towards like standard falling in love, like romantic
Locally
relationships.
using romantic love in a, okay, sure. It was a little bit different than I was originally.
Philophobe is that. It's a fear
Specifically
of
for
romantic love.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. I didn't specify that. So here's what happens inside of me. Almost at the exact time that I land in a state where I'm like, I'm in love with this person. The poor people that I fall in love with. This is the thing. I feel I'm falling in love with this person, and I feel fuck you for how vulnerable that I now am and the pain that this will lead to. And so like, I love you and fuck you for the pain that this is gonna cause, and they exist at the same time.
Yeah.
And I have not quite figured out how to be with them in a way that is gentle with myself and the other person.
Why does it need to be gentle?
So that I don't destroy them.
Because you repair with people who are weaker than you?
Nobody's ever said that to me before.
You can equate them as weaker also when you're listening of them. And because you can make anyone fragile if you like. Okay, so what's it like? But we like pick our partners to then turn them into the exact thing that's gonna really get us in. Okay, that makes sense. That's what egos do. And also,
yeah, but I've never had someone say it that way to me, and I'm like feeling it in my body. I don't like how it feels, but it's landing. It's all the little pockets.
Right, because you're. Right, well,
if I deal with people that are weaker than me, then they won't leave. Is the story.
Well, that's what I imagine. Right? It's control scheme. That's what egos want.
Yeah.
And again, even if they weren't like not technically, you will turn them into that, or like you will find ways that even the most like tough, emotionally man or whatever thing, you will find ways to like destroy them because that like furthers and makes your narrative righteous. And that's.
So how do I stop doing that?
We'll just find something that's yummier. And like get off on it fully, knowing that that's just how the deal is. It's like gonna be a karmic cycle until you find out like if the lesson is repeated until it's learned.
So how do I find something different?
For me, I get sick of it to the point where I'm like dry heaving over like how it reliably bankrupts my relationships. And how I basically turn other people into dildos unconsensually to get off on them. Because I want to use them. My ego wants to use them in this way more than actually be present with another human being. And
I convince myself that they are all of the things that I need because I need those things so much versus actually like letting them be what they are.
That's part of the human experience. I mean,
You're much more comfortable with it than I am, it seems. I have some feels about that part of my